disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome into Fist Kicks and Flicks. I am your host today, not Gene. Gene's on vacation. And I'm here with Angel, and we're just going to jump right into it because that's how I do it, you know? Dad's not here, so we're just going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the movie The One today with Jet Li. And how you been, Angel? What's going on?
I've been good, man. I was kind of out chilling this weekend. Honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It feels like summer is going by fast and slow at the same time. Like during the day, so like for people that don't know, I'm a teacher. So like during the day, like I feel like my day goes by quick, and like sometimes like I've tried to find stuff to do to keep me busy. But then I look at the date and I'm like, man, it's already the end of July. Like it's going by so fast, and I feel like every year I say the same thing, man. Like I try to make the most of my summers, and they go by so quick. So I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy whatever time I got left, because once I start work, man, I become like zombie mode sometimes. So that's all.
I'm going to tell you, and I'm sure Gene, if he was here, he would kind of back me up on this. The older you get and the more you have in life, like you're getting married, things are gonna go by quicker with that. And then you have a couple of kids, like everything you tack onto your life just everything like goes by so much quicker. I remember in my 20s, like, everything just was kind of breezed by, no problem. Everything was cool. And now I feel like a week is like one day. A month is like a week. It's crazy. Like I'll be like, it's been another year already, and it felt like it hasn't even been 2 months. So I don't know what that like. Just I guess my days are fuller now, and just I have too much going on. It's just like it just zings right by, man. So you got to stop and enjoy it when you can. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's always my biggest issue, man. Is that I am like a busy bird, man. Like I don't. Like it's like I never stop. Like there's always either if I take something out of my life, I'm adding something in this place, or I don't ever take something out and I just keep adding. So
Oh yeah.
it's always like that for me. So
Okay. Well, you know what? Then you're gonna be right on top of it, and you just keep yourself fulfilled, man.
yeah. So, but what about you, man? How's everything going?
Oh, I had a couple of days off here, the next today and tomorrow, but they got filled real quick against my will. So, I'm helping my mom out. So anything she needs at the house, any help she needs with my aunt. So right now, like my aunt, we're selling her condo. So we just finished up over there. We had to paint. We had to fill in some holes, and there was a few light fixtures that needed to be fixed. And then lastly, we had to re-caulk the windows, the toilet, a couple other things, because she, instead of caulking things to seal them, she just used white duct tape. So yeah, and it was a hot mess. So
Yeah.
my wife and we went and did that. Just finished that up yesterday. For me, she went back today. She just got back. So we're going to give the keys to the realtor. She's going to start showing it. We can sell it, get some money in my aunt's account, and keep her going at the assisted living. And once she runs out of money, Medicaid will take over, and that's that. So
Gotcha.
um, so yeah, that's that. Help my mom out. I guess she just told me she's going to go up north for a couple of days with her friend, one of her best friends. So I think that's good for her.
When you guys say go up north, that means Canada?
No, go up north means go 2 hours to 4 hours going up north. It's the UP, not quite the UP, because the UP is like 6 or 7 hours. No, Canada is just I'm going to Canada. You don't say you're going up north to go to Canada.
What's the UP? I'm not from Michigan, Joe, so I don't.
So when you look at the map of Michigan, you got the hand,
Yeah.
and then above is the UP. that little section above, that's the UP. But to go up north, you really gotta go far to get into
I gotta
the
go
UP.
look at a
Yeah,
damn
go ahead and look at it. So, like, you can go Traverse City from me is like a 2-hour drive, but then like Gaylord is like a 4-hour drive. That's all. You just get on the highway and head north. So, and it used to be real like rural up there. It used to be a lot like your neighbors were far apart, a lot of land, but they just slowly but surely they started modernizing
All
the.
right, so I'm looking at a map. So you're like near Wisconsin, but not Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. You're saying go up north, that little upper part.
Yeah, just further you go, the more you get into. I mean, so I'm not good with directions. I'm gonna be honest. So Canada could be up north as well, but we don't say we're going up north to
Canada's
go to
definitely up
Canada.
north. I see it. The upper
So
peninsula. That's what UP.
yeah,
Okay.
but
I
for
when
the
someone
most part,
says going up north, in my mind, I think we're going like I'm already north, so I'm like, oh, you must be going up to Mass or Maine or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't. That's why I say
yeah,
that.
for sure,
Yeah,
for
I
sure,
got you.
man. The other thing is, I don't know if you heard me tell Gene the other day, but we got a bunch of these patio bricks from my father-in-law. I don't know what he had them from, probably a job he was on, and they just been sitting on the side of his shed forever. So we loaded them up the other day last week in his truck, and then he brought them over. I mean, I'm talking about like 500 of these things. So I guess I didn't realize like my wife already had a plan for this. So she wants to put a patio next to the deck. She wants to cut off the stairs on that side and bring them over down to this patio so we can, put something there. Maybe a hot tub, maybe a grill. I don't know, man. She's got all kinds of ideas for it. Maybe just move the table down there. So that's our latest project.
That's crazy.
You could
500
tell.
bricks, bro.
Yeah, so we gotta put sand down. Then you got this tool to flatten it, and then you gotta level it. You gotta make sure it's all level, and
Yeah.
then start laying the bricks down one at a time. And then I think you gotta put some mortar and some other crap over, some sealant, I don't know. She knows all about it. She's gonna point and tell me what to do because I don't know nothing about that crap, but she has it all in her head. So, or she might have drew it out. So I'm like, every day I think, when I think she knows all this stuff, and then she comes up with something else she knows how to do. So
Jack of all trades, man.
well, before she became a teacher, I don't know if I've said this online, she was an interior designer.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so she did that she went to school for that first before getting her teaching degree, and then she worked in that field for dang near 12 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she was a kitchen and bath designer. Before she even finished her degree in it, she was working at the Great Indoors as an assistant, and then she finished her degree, and they gave her a job, and she was doing that. And then when they closed, she worked for a couple other places before my son got sick. And then when my son got sick, she couldn't handle all the clientele and taking care of him during his treatment, so she switched to being an art teacher so she could have more time to spend with him, take care of him, and make sure everything got done at the house. And she still can design kitchens and baths on the side, and she will every once in a while. She'll get some old clients, call her and see if she still can design some stuff and help her out, or she'll get some friends or family asking for a couple of designs, so she'll do that and
bro,
make a little extra money here and there.
that's awesome though, bro. Seriously, I never knew that about her. I thought you never said that.
Yeah.
It's not that I've known online, so that's dope.
Yep, that's pretty cool. Other than that, man, we're just going about the daily grind. My middle child, she just started marching band. She's gonna do home camp, nice and close, and then she has a way camp where she stays overnight for 4 days. And she's got to learn the songs first, then they learn the formations, and then they put them together. So
Cool.
this is her second year of that, and she was a little nervous at first, but I said, "You're not a freshman anymore. You're a sophomore, so you get to help out with the freshmen, make some new friends, and you'll be good." And she did. She had a lot of fun with it. And away camp is going to be hot because they're doing a camp like out in cabins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's not no air conditioning, no that crap.
So what I'm gonna say right now, I say this in the most respectful way, Joe, and I don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
And for anyone that's hearing this, I don't want anyone to think that I am associating what Joe is saying to what I'm about to say. All I'm saying is when I hear the word camp, all I think about is American Pie band
Yeah.
camp. Yeah, that's
No,
what
I get you.
So when you say, but I had to say this out loud because God forbid I will get destroyed on this internet.
Well, but the funny
So-
thing is, this generation doesn't know those movies.
That's the
Like I
crazy
could,
part.
yeah,
But,
they don't
you
know
what I mean?
those
But, like,
movies, and those movies take place in Michigan.
oh wait, you're right. It does.
Yeah,
It
that's the
does.
funny
I
part.
forgot because they
Yeah,
were talking
that's the
about going
funny
to
part.
state.
Yeah,
About going to state and going to And,
yeah,
what is it? Ann Arbor is the other one, right?
yep.
Yeah. So hold on. So that's why, as you're saying this, I'm like, makes me think about American Pie band camp. But then
Oh,
I'm like,
trust me, that's
yeah.
the first thing when she wanted to do marching band. That's the first thing I thought of, and I'm like,
So
one of those things where I told my wife, I'm like, we probably should never mention that movie.
yeah, ever.
And she goes, I'm sure she'll find out about it. And surprisingly enough, she had. So I guess and they're supposed to be bringing it back, I heard.
That's what I heard too. Listen, so I've been watching all of them all over again just because I actually I know it's crazy to even say online, but like I know people are gonna think, oh, you watch it for certain reasons, but like the movies were actually funny. Like they were funny.
They were great movies.
Like they were like 1 and 2 to me were like some of the funniest stuff that you would ever like. You couldn't get away with that stuff now. Like God forbid you do that, it would be done and over. Like that franchise would have got shut down in just the pilot. It would have been done. Like so.
Yes.
But like it's funny to me, man. I don't care. Like that movie is hilarious to me. So
No, I like all those movies like that. Like, what was I watching the other day? Oh, Ace Ventura, 1 and 2.
oh, yeah.
I love those movies. But
Oh,
yeah, you couldn't make those nowadays. The crazy stuff he was
Let
doing
me
in those
tell you
movies.
something. As a kid, I was so blown away by the Finkel thing.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't understand this movie, and I was like, I didn't understand because I was lost. I was like, who is this person? What is she or he? I don't understand.
Listen, my brother and I think we were like 12 or 13, and we brought that home from the movie store and watched it, put it on with my dad. My dad hated that movie. He was like, why do you guys think that we were dying? He said, why do you think this is funny? I was like, I don't know, because it is. He hated it.
You don't understand. Like, seriously, every time I used to come on, I used to get mad because I was like, I don't understand the ending. I used to get furious.
Nobody tried to explain it to you?
No, God, please. My mother, you crazy? My mom would.
Yeah, right. I get it.
But hey man, cool. I'm glad everything's going well with you in the household, and hey, like the grind. Grind's the grind.
I know, man. I'm telling you, the school's so close. I feel bad for y'all because I feel bad a little bit, but see, I don't get a month. I don't get a break, so that's about as bad as I can feel.
When I talk to people, I feel like everyone, when they talk to me, they always talk to me with like a little bit of hatred of like, some of us work.
We all had a chance to be a teacher, so that's what I tell everyone.
When people are like, some of us work, Angel. I'm like, oh, like I told someone one time, I said, don't get mad at me because I chose the right profession. Like, don't get mad. Like, yeah. Like you let people tell you that teaching's bad. Like, I'm not saying it's all great, but like the perks. I mean, Jesus Christ, the perks. Yeah.
My dad told me for the longest time growing up to become a teacher, for that specific reason. You'd be good at it. Eventually you get some decent pay. You're in a union, and then he said you get the summers off, like, and still get paid for it. What's not to like? That's literally what he told me.
I say this about a lot of teachers, and I guess I fall in the category because of the karate school. You talk to a lot of teachers, man. A lot of them all have a side hustle, and like they make like good money throughout the year because they keep getting raises in teaching, and then their side hustle, they got that down. Like
yep.
You talk about like doing the patio furniture. There's probably teachers that's what they do over the summer and in the fall. They do patio, like that's what their job is. Like they'll do that on the side. Like it's smart, man.
A lot of the art teachers do a 6-week to 8-week summer art camp.
Mm.
So the kids will show up, they'll do like a big art project for the week, and then next week it'll be a new one and keep going. And that they do that. That's how they do that. So my wife was talking about doing that. One of the girls invited her this year, and she wasn't able to, but she wants to do her own camp, which I think she would be good at. So
That would be
we'll see how that goes. Yeah, 100%. She did one like 6 years ago, and she made some good money, and she really only put, I think it was only like 4 hours a day for 2 weeks. Yeah, it
Oh,
really wasn't that bad.
well, that's good.
Really wasn't that. Yeah, it really wasn't that bad at all. So
That's really good.
all right, so we're going to talk about Jet Li's The One, and I think when you first asked me about this movie, I thought we covered it already, and I went and looked, and we didn't. And I think what I remember happening is we talked about covering it during our Jet Li run,
Yeah.
and I think we couldn't find a streaming even for rent. I think it was like one of those that just fell through the cracks or something like that. So we never got to do it. So I was glad that you brought this up because I've always enjoyed this movie, especially as a Jet Li movie. I kind of forgot Jason Statham was in this.
That's what I thought when you said we watched already. I said no, we did War, but
Yeah.
they really did. The One was their first team up. I will say this, and I want to see what you think. I appreciated this now with how much multiverse talk we have with all of these franchises in the future. Like now, it's funny looking back and being like, man, this movie was ahead of its time. Like this movie and the concept, to be honest with you, and without me giving away the grade, I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought it did a really good job with storytelling, and it was ahead of its time. Like I am not, and everything could be better, but like the fact that we were talking about multiverses back then, and to be honest with you, like I didn't know what the hell a multiverse was. So
Right? Yeah,
now,
for sure.
So then now we can watch that movie. We can appreciate what it's saying because you can understand because of all the stuff that we have now. With there's a Karate Kid universe and the Cobra Kai universe and this universe and multiverse, and so I actually did enjoy it. And you know what, man? Not for nothing, bro. The martial arts. This was probably one of the best action martial arts movies we've seen. That it had pure martial arts in it, but it was an action movie.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
It was action sci-fi, and my biggest complaint about this is like I loved the concept, I loved the martial arts in the movie. I think in certain areas, what's the best way I can explain it? They left a lot of meat on the bones. You know what I'm saying?
Too much
Like
dialogue.
no, I think that they could have done more, and they left some things out that they could have done. Like Jason Statham should have been there should have been a nice big fight with him.
He should have been utilized.
Yeah. But I don't. Was this before or after the transporter?
Oh, way before.
So yeah, because he really didn't. Nobody really knew who he was, or even that he was a martial artist till after the transporter.
I don't even think he was. I don't want to say he wasn't doing martial arts, but that wasn't his niche at that time.
Yeah.
For him, to be honest with you, if you want me to be honest, he looked crazy with hair. He better off. He was way better when he did.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even pay attention that he actually had. He didn't have much hair, but yeah, he had some.
I liked him better without it. He was the bald thing. Is him. That's him all the way. But
someone probably told him that, or he figured it out eventually because that's his thing now.
I agree with you. I think they definitely could have utilized him more. But
maybe they just didn't know.
Yeah, I think at times, I think in the movie, something I thought they could have improved on. I think sometimes there's too much dialogue, or maybe not too much. They were trying, I think, in a good way. I think we hate on some movies that they don't give us enough backstory. I think they were giving us a lot of backstory, and then there's times I was like, I just want to see these dudes fight. Like, just let's get after it. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Get after it. Let's go. But again, I say that, but then I'm also like, there's times where we have movies where that's all they do, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, where did they come from? So
yeah. I get you. I get you on that.
Beggars can't be choosers, so I take the go with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we start off in with a narrator explaining like there's not one universe, there are many, and they're kind of giving you an idea of what that means. And they mention a multiverse, and they say we have the technology to travel between these multiverses, but the travel is highly restricted and policed. And then you're like, oh, okay, why? And they're like, well, because of all these parallel universes, they create a strand and a system where people are connected through the universes. So although you might be Angel in one universe, you might be Angel in another universe, and maybe you're married to this person, and you're this other person you're not married to, that's your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or like they're basically you're the same person but you're not the same person.
Yeah,
And they kind of touch on that a lot.
some of them could be like me. I'm a teacher now, but in this parallel universe, I'm a criminal. And then, in this other parallel universe, I could be a surfer, right? Like it's even down to just the personality trait is different.
Yeah. So they touch on it a little bit at the beginning, and then they get into it a little more. But basically, they're saying there's people out there who want to upset the balance of these parallel universes. And the one person that we're going to talk about now wants to become the one. So they bring back the title of basically the idea behind this movie. I'm just going to, throw it in there is if you go and travel between each universe and kill yourself in those universes, you gain the power that from that one person. But now here's the crazy part, which I this is the craziest part of this concept. That power of that one person is redistributed through all the other people.
All the other ones. And if I'm correct, now before we keep going, just so we can give everyone, so they're saying that they have parallel universes. From the way the movie depicted it, it seems like there's 124 parallel universes. Because the guy, it sucks because you wanna like use the right name for who he was, but Jet Li, when he was Law, which was the bad one, he was the bad Jet Li. He killed 123 of himself in different universes, and the 124th was the last one that he had to kill.
Yep. 100%.
And what they were saying was every time he kills someone, they would disperse. So if there's, let's say if he killed the first one, it would get distributed to 123 other ones. And then as everyone could think, the number goes down. So he gets faster, he gets stronger, he gets smarter. Think of like he went from normal abilities to almost like superhuman-like abilities. That's really what was going on. Go ahead, Joe.
Yep. Yes, sir. That is 100% accurate. And we're thinking, okay, how did he discover this? So he's a multiverse police officer, and he ended up in a parallel universe in a situation where he had to defend himself against himself. And when he killed himself in the parallel universe, he noticed the power upgrade, so to speak. And so instead of, which is interesting because normally as a police officer, it's hard to kind of corrupt your mind, but right away, great power corrupted him instantly because he basically left the force and decided, well, what happens if I kill another one and another one and another? And that's how we get all the way to it's just him and one more left.
Which is
and
crazy.
He wants to find out what will happen if it's just him left.
Which is crazy because you gotta think about it, man. Like, as much as this is an action sci-fi, he also was like he was a serial killer, really. He's like the first multiverse serial killer there ever was. Like, he's going through killing himself technically. And that was his argument. His argument was, is it really murder if I'm just killing myself?
Yeah.
And his whole thing was, so also for the fans and everybody, the movie was, it's almost kind of had like an Avengers Endgame type of feel to it, where his whole thing was the movie was based on everything needs to be balanced. And his argument was, well, if I'm the only one, it is balanced because now there's no others. We all should strive to be the one. And one thing I think I love when movies find a way to incorporate the title. Because sometimes you wonder why they call a movie, right?
True.
And they made it a point to say, like, he wanted to be the one. Like, he wanted to be number one. There was no one else. He wanted to be the best. The next thing I will say is I also thought it was interesting how it changed how where the movie started with Lawless, which was the criminal, which was another variant who got killed, and then how it went to Gabe Law and U Law, which I'm sorry for everybody. If you guys haven't seen the movie, it's as confusing as what I'm talking about.
I know. You know what's funny? Because you know what's funny? When this movie came out, the word variant, we wouldn't even know that word.
Oh, not at all.
We only know that because of Marvel.
Because of what we have now. So, like, I know people. You guys are probably like, how many Jet Lis are there? There's. It's the same Jet Li, but you can't really tell which one.
Technically, there was only 3. Yeah. But you see pictures of like 8 more.
Bro,
when they're convicting them. Yeah.
It's like Jet Li as a Rasta is crazy. But go ahead though, Joe.
So the beginning starts off with Lawless, a version or a variant, as Angel put it. He's going down death row. They're getting ready to execute him. And everybody in this prison wants this guy dead. I don't know what he did to piss him off. He's pissed off the prisoners. He's pissed off the guards. Like, everybody's trying to kill him. And all they want to do is get him to death row. If he's going to die, just let him die. Who cares?
I think he was a snitch. The way they were acting, I was like, man, he must have snitched someone out.
No, because they said he was off the death row. So snitches don't get death row. They get a deal and they get witness protection.
Yeah, true.
Because the next guy, when we see the last variant, it talks about that guy's a snitch. Because he was saying you're doing the right thing and all that fun stuff. So they get to the transportation, and right away Lawless says something's wrong. So we find out a little bit later. Now that there's only, at this point, 3 of them, pretty soon 2, when another variant is close by, supposedly you can feel them. You can, somehow it triggers a reaction, because both the last one says something's wrong as well, right when the guy U-Law starts to attack.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what kills me about this part. So he says something's wrong, and then he gets shot through his face shield, and nobody knows where this guy is. And then they figure out he's in the air ducts. But apparently, because they keep shooting at him, but he's not getting shot. And then he just busts his hand out of the air duct and starts killing people one at a time.
Which, let me tell you something. Low key, I was like, how does he see these people? Because
that's a good question. I didn't even think about that.
The vent was sideways, but he's like shooting forward, so there's no way he could bend the corner and see him.
And he's dodging bullets at the same time,
which is crazy. He's dodging bullets in a 3x3.
Yes. And he's running down the road now, and he's running faster than the car currently, and they clock him at 50 miles per hour.
Yep.
That's crazy. I don't care how much strength. A human body cannot go 50 miles per hour. And then
when I saw that, I was like, damn, I wonder how fast a normal human can run. That was like, I think only like 25.
So this is the part where, so he's being chased by the police of this universe, but then all of a sudden 2 guys show up, and it's 2 MVA agents, played by Jason Statham and Delroy Lindo. And they're Harry Rodecker and Evan Funches. And these are like I said, they know this guy. They've been chasing him for a while. I believe he was Harry Rodecker's old partner before Funches took over as his partner. Because he talks about him. He talks about, did you miss me? And all, and they said he used to be an agent.
See, so that was my thing. I didn't know if he was their partner or if he just worked with them on the force. Like maybe not partners, but they were just
I think it sounded like he was his partner, his
okay.
old partner.
That would
I
make sense.
mean, yeah. And his name is Gabriel Ulaw, and in the other one he's just Gabriel Law, which is kind of funny.
Was Gabriel Law? I thought his name was just Law.
No, he's Gabriel as well. It comes up on the side on Prime.
Damn, that's got annoying. Imagine you get to see your evil twin, and his name is like your name. Let's say like your name on your birth certificate is Joe Hartley, and his is Joseph Hartley. I'll be like, God, yeah, that's annoying. Like that.
It would be. It would be. You're not wrong. So they point guns. Here's the part that kills me. So he's a former agent. He knows the protocol. Jason Statham's character, Evan, he wants to just shoot him and kill him. But Rodecker says we got to follow protocol because the problem is everybody at the MVA is afraid that if they kill this guy and all the power goes to the last variant, they don't know what's going to happen. They say it could create a vacuum and the whole world will explode.
Black hole. Yeah.
Yeah. That they got all these ideas, bad ideas of what could happen. So they don't want to kill him. And he knows that. And he uses that to his advantage. And why wouldn't he? He knows they don't want to kill him. They got to take him in, and then they're going to banish him to some Hades world, they call it.
I'm going to be honest, right? If you were to do that, like, okay. I feel like if somebody was to do that, you have to kill him. Like you see what he's killed 123 people.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there and say, like, let me just let him live just in case. I don't know, man.
Well, they send him to another world that's basically a prison to make sure that whatever the bad thing they think is going to happen. But I mean,
the Hades world. That's what the name of it was.
They should have had. Yeah, they should have. They should have at least like had something to knock him out. And at this point, they're showing us all his victims. They start at like 119 and then they go all the way to 123. So, like I said, we see like 6 different variants and their names, and they all kind of similar names. You got Seth Law, Haiju Lee Law, Sean Law. Like they're just, Froon Law, and they're just showing like most of the victims. And then the last one, Lawless, which I thought, like, this dude just had one name, like Prince.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. For like a convict, that was actually kind of fire though. Lawless, I liked it.
Oh, 100%. I agree. I just thought it was funny. So they're getting ready to punish him, and just like a death sentence, everyone's showing up, and they're gonna watch him get transported, I guess. And this girl walks in, and she's gonna do something because just they focused on her. She's kind of got a little smirk on her face. They pat her down, they wand her with something, and everything, and so they let him, state his piece, and he makes some grand gesture of being the one and all that. Like, for someone who's about to get sent somewhere terrible, like basically it sounds like he's getting sent to the Phantom Zone from Superman. He doesn't seem very concerned. So it's almost like he knows what's about to happen. And so the crazy thing is, to me, the girl shows up, she has some weird device, and a mouse shows up with something on its tail, and then it explodes and allows him to get free.
Okay, let me stop you right there. I swear to you, I thought women were gonna have those types of heels in the future. People that don't know, the bad Jet Li, that's the best way I could describe it. Evil Jet Li had his girlfriend go to watch him get killed, like get put on death row and get killed, or get put into the new universe, and she sabotaged it so that way he could live, and she had a rat or a mouse come out of her heels.
hit a button, a back door opened, a mouse came out, and then it went and like destroyed everything. Which I swear I thought people were gonna have that by this time, and they didn't, and I was like more surprised by it. But I actually thought it was kind of crazy that that would even happen. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I know they said this in the movie, like, you know, in a different life, you could be married to a different person, a woman, a man, whatever. But if you looked at all the variants, or at least the ones that they showed us, he was married to the same woman each time.
Yeah, I think they did it on purpose.
Okay. No, that's
And this one never said he was married to this chick. But I mean, she blew him a little kiss before he took off.
Either way, he's involved with the same.
Yeah.
He's involved.
Yeah. So now he resets the coordinates to make the jump. And the funny thing is, like, I mean, I'm assuming they assume that he's going after the last variant.
You have to.
I mean, how does he know where that is?
Well, he knows because remember, he's been finding all of them, so he's been checking them off one by one. He's gonna know where they are. Also, that used to be his job, and they all know exactly where he's gonna go because he just made that whole statement about he wants to be the one. There's only one place left to go. My thing is, I want to know something. When he makes the jump, is he able to go back in time also? Now, reason why I say that is because if it's a parallel universe and time is running parallel, realistically, he should have went to the time when the guy was on death row. The other guy was on death row. Like, not walking through the jail. He should have been when the guy was sitting in the chair at the same time. Wouldn't that make sense?
I wonder when you said that. I wonder that because of the ending.
That's what I wonder too. But we don't want to get there yet. But yes, I wonder that.
Yeah, too. I know. But I am curious. So then, the next scene we get to, we see the last variant. Gabriel Law.
Yeah,
Gabriel, whatever. And he's a police officer.
Who's a SWAT commander for the LA police or whatever.
And for the police, LAPD police department. And it's interesting because in the first scene we see they're talking and the president's talking and it's Al Gore, and in this one it's George Bush. I thought that was kind of funny.
Hey, for people that don't know, I mean, for the people that may know or people that don't, at this time that was like a very hot political debate. So that was pretty cool how they kind of threw that in there.
No, I thought so too. I was thinking the same thing. So they're getting ready to transport, just like at the beginning, they're transporting someone, but it's not Gabe this time, and they are transporting someone who's a snitch.
Yeah.
So they put a chest gear on him, a helmet, and the crazy thing is, just like before, Law says, something doesn't feel right.
Yep.
So he senses something. Now they think anybody that's gonna attack is gonna attack the prisoner, but in this case, he figures out pretty quickly, no, this person's here to attack him. And the funny thing is, like I said, this guy, he's very consistent. Again, he just hides up in the ducts, the air ducts, and literally has the same exact attack, except for you're attacking yourself. And although he might know about his new powers, he can still use them when he figures it out. So you're coming after someone who's almost as smart as you, almost as fast, and almost as strong. And the only reason I say almost is because he doesn't know what's happening to him. You know what's happening, so you've probably pushed your limits already. So, and he does start to figure out how to start using this extra boost that he's getting from this variants that are all gone. So I thought that was pretty interesting because at one point when Law is running away, Law catches up to him almost, and then Law jumps over a big old wall, and Law joins right behind him.
Which
I wonder if he knew he was gonna do that, or well, he didn't jump over it the way you law did.
No, he ran up it.
He kind of climbed up the wall. Which also another thing, how the hell
Nobody else did that though.
how the hell did he do that and not get like, that barbed wire would have hurt like hell.
Yeah, you're right. Well, he had gloves on and protector and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't have been great, but he got over. And then, his team is right behind him, but they're kind of like, what the hell? And then he gets shot in the chest, which how does Law not know that he's wearing a chest protector? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see for the first time his wife, and like you said, it's the same as Law's girlfriend / possible wife. Now, I don't know if they had the same name. In this universe, her name is TK. They never really said.
I don't think they ever said their names.
Yeah, we never saw her again, so we don't know. But maybe. So, and the funny thing is, she's rushing off to the hospital because she thinks her husband's injured. He just shows up at home, like nothing's happened, nothing, no problem. So she, of course, being concerned, tells him he's got to go back to the hospital. And she knows he's been telling her that he's been feeling stronger and more energy. So she's telling him, like, that doesn't make any sense because people get older and they don't get stronger and all this. So she wants him to get checked out at the hospital, even though, he feels fine. So he ends up going back to the hospital, which the funny thing is, Law is on top of the hospital doing kung fu, which I don't know why, but apparently that's how he feels. So when he goes back to the hospital and he meets up with his colleagues, they ask him if he saw the suspect, and the wife notices, because he says no, it was dark, that he lied. And she wants to know why he lied to his colleagues, and he said, because the person I saw was me. Like, I literally just saw myself.
Which is
crazy. I can't tell them that. They'll think I'm crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy. When I think about it, it's crazy that he said that, because, I mean, what do you think? You think they should have, like, believed him? Like, would you have believed yourself?
His own wife should have at least believed him. Nobody else would have, but his own wife. And I mean, she does eventually, but by then it's too late.
Okay.
Because they were thinking he was having mental issues. Then they were thinking he was having, like, post-traumatic stress. I mean, and who could blame them to say, oh, I don't have a twin brother, but all of a sudden someone popped up. So he's in the middle of an MRI and he starts getting the bad feeling, like sensing his self again. So he tells his wife to go talk to his colleagues and get his gun. But he's in an MRI. Like, even the nurse tells him, like, you can't have a gun or you can't have metal in an MRI. It's a big magnet.
Which is funny to me because I was like, when he said that, I was like, a gun? What the hell is wrong with this guy?
I know. So they're all talking, and he's talking she's talking to his colleagues, and then our MVA agents show up again and try to apprehend Law. And then, of course, it all goes crazy because now we got gunfire. We got Law, who's in the MRI machine, trying to figure out what to do. Now everybody hears this gunfire, so they're come running. And, we got a good fight between the agents and Law. And then Law, he jumps out. And luckily, Law's gun got sucked in by the MRI machine. But now the problem is everyone sees Law shooting at people and possibly killing people, and they think it's Law. So now he's wanted, and they think he's exhibiting schizophrenia because his wife told him he saw himself. So now they think he's just crazy, and they're trying to reason with him. And when they try to reason with the bad version, he just shoots at him. But when they try to reason with the good version, he says, I don't want to hurt you, but he also doesn't want to be arrested when he didn't do anything wrong. So now he's got himself in a very bad predicament, which of course his wife believes him now. And so when he's fighting off his colleagues, she says, meet me at home. Which is the worst thing he could have done. Of course, everyone's going to know. Now, this is the part that gets me. How does Yulaw know where he lives?
They can feel it.
He could feel him going there. Yulaw got to his house before he did.
Yeah, but bro, like that's a thing though. Like he knows just as much as he knows.
But I don't know. I mean, they don't talk about like memory transfers. It's just a feeling. So I don't know that part.
But at
they
this
needed
time,
to.
But at this time, who were we to be smart enough to even ask this damn question? You know?
No, I just want to know. I want to know. That part always confused me because he should have never been able to know where he lives unless he followed him there, which he didn't.
I agree with you. That's what I'm gonna think that.
It didn't take me out of the movie. I wanted it to be explained a little better. So, Rodecker decides to break protocol and split up. They're not apparently MVA agents are supposed to stick together, but he thinks they're going to be better off. He's going to go after Yulaw, and apparently he has some special bomb or something. And so I guess if you can't beat him, I guess you're just going to take him out with yourself. I guess that's the plan. So, of course, Funches is not into that idea, but he understands it. And then he gets to go after Law. Now, I don't know if they're trying to go after him because they got to keep him under wraps or if they're going after him to help him. But from what happens later, it seems like the idea is kill them both to save the world, which kind of sucks because he didn't do anything to get involved in this other than just be somebody that was a part of this parallel universe. But I mean, it'll play out different later, but still at that point, trying to kill them both kind of is crazy idea, but I guess that's protocol. So that's what they have to do.
Which to me, I thought that was just
go ahead.
I thought that was just a real shitty solution.
Well, it was, but that's why they did it as a last-ditch effort to take it because if they have to finally kill Yulaw because they can't take him in, the same thing will happen if they kill Yulaw just because he's bad, but then all the power is going to go to Law. Like, I get why they do it, but it's terrible. It's not good. So we get to Law's house. Actually, before that, Law finally meets Funches, and he gets filled in on what's happening because he has no idea what's going on. He just knows all this stuff. So he's starting to get an idea of what's going on. And I wouldn't say they became friends exactly, but they're tolerating each other for now. And then we see Rodecker catch up to Yulaw and try to execute his plan of killing him with the bomb. But the police get involved. Yulaw is super fast, so before he can use the bomb, he kills Rodecker, and then he disables the bomb. But he does keep the bomb, and we'll see why he kept it for later. So we know that's not good. And the crazy thing is, apparently, their watches. So both agents have a watch, and so now Funches knows that Rodecker is dead and that he's on his own. But he assumes that it's because they're both dead. But he also knows that if that was true, Law would feel that happen, and without that, so now he knows he's got to go after him on his own. You got anything for that?
I mean, so my thing is this. He kills TK, right? Which, to be honest with you,
Well, we haven't quite got there yet because the police escort TK home,
Okay.
and when she shows up, she notices that her husband is possibly home.
Yeah, never mind.
Which is true, but not. No, you're almost there. Which is true, but not true because she sees another version of her husband outside, and so the one in the attic is trying to get a gun, and so before she gives him the gun, of course she comes up with a way to test him to see which version he is, and he fails the test. So she calls in the police, but it doesn't do her any good because he kills the police officer, and then right in front of Law, he kills the wife.
Which is, for me, I thought that was interesting. Okay, now this is why I thought it was interesting. You would think that he loves the other version of her in the parallel universe.
Yep.
So I was like, how was he able to do that so easily and not care?
Because in his mind, he needs every advantage he can get to finish his task. By clouding Law's mind and upsetting him that much, maybe he'll mess up just enough for you to finally finish him off.
Yeah, maybe. I just, that was something to me that I was like, man, how did he kill her so easily with no issue?
Oh, I know.
This was
it really should not have been that easy.
Yeah, and then this was the other thing, and you know, Joe, I could be wrong here, right? I'm no doctor, but like, I didn't think that shot to the kidneys was gonna kill her. So I was like, you're telling me now one medic could have got there and could have done something? Like, she got shot, we're just gonna leave it and that's it?
They should have.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's the optimist in me trying to be nice, but I don't know.
So Law and Funches have to stop and get gas, and Funches explains to Law, I know you want to kill this guy, but if you do that, and he already said, like, yeah, you got to kill me. I don't care as long as that dude's dead. And then he's like, how are you about to do that? And he kicks the big ass light at the gas station and just kicks it. And the attendant comes out, and who's the attendant but the variant of his old partner?
Yep. Of course it's going to be that.
I know. And he starts talking to that guy who has no idea what he's saying, like it's his old partner, telling him, like, I know what I got to do. Thanks for helping me out all these years. He's calling him sir. This guy's so confused. And he's like, I'm about to, yeah. He goes, I'm going to call the police. And when he gets on the phone with the police, he's like, yeah, man, the Chinese guy is messing everything up over here. He just kicked one thing. He didn't mess everything up.
I don't know, man. That's a big, that was like a 20-foot pole.
No, I agree. I would have been more like, how did you do that with just your foot? So that was funny. So apparently there's the little handheld thing that the MVA agents have, lets them know like when a wormhole to travel is going to open up. So that allows them to realize where the last battle is basically going to be with Law and Law. And of course, when they do show up to that area, there's only like 4 minutes left. And he left that bomb for them, hoping to take them out and then go back to his universe and, I don't know, become a god, a king, whatever. Who knows? But luckily, Funches figures it out quick enough. And so they take cover. We get our last battle scene, which, watching this, I was trying to see if they use camera angles because, to do Jet Li versus Jet Li. Yeah. And I was trying to figure out how they did that.
I
looked it up.
I was paying attention to it the whole time.
Me too, because I wanted to see. But then I had to look it up because it didn't look like it was like they were doing one set of camera angles and then another. So you know what they did? It was the double. It was Jet Li's double on the one side, and the other side was Jet Li, and they put a green hood over him so they could digitally put Jet Li's face on it later. So this is basically Jet Li versus Jet Li's double, and then digitally CGI Jet Li on his face.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, and I never like paid attention to that, but it made sense when I read it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I wonder who his double is. I'm kind of curious now because, I mean,
I'll tell you what. You know who his
they
double?
both look like Jet Li.
It was either his double or his stunt choreographer was the one that did Snake Eyes for GI Joe.
Okay.
I remember that was like a big thing when Snake Eyes. That's why Snake Eyes was like such a big deal in GI Joe, because it was like Jet Li's like stunt choreographer or stunt double or something like that.
So the other thing about this fight scene that made me laugh a little bit, and I shouldn't say made me laugh, but I thought was interesting. So they both were kind of wearing the same outfit. They were both like in a black jumper. And so Yulaw unzipped his top and tied it around his waist. So then we could realize which one is which. Otherwise, we'd have been like, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy?
Yeah. Hey, when that happened, I was like, oh, thank God. Now I know who's who.
Yeah, they had to do that because it would have been very confusing. So during this fight, Yulaw gets the upper hand, kind of kicks him into a wall, and pulls like he won the fight, and he was waiting for his big power up, but he didn't kill Law. And then Law kind of takes his time getting up and makes a real fuss about everything, and all of a sudden it's like he's ready to go. He's ready to get serious now, and he starts getting the upper hand. You got a whole scene with like a, what would you call that, metal arc. So it's basically like running little sheets of metal that are and it's glowing and
it's like the embers of like
metal embers,
like
more or
cutting
less.
into something. It's like the embers that come off, the sparks.
So Law gets the best of him in this fight, but before he gets a chance to kill him, they all get transferred back to the MVA, and they finally get a chance to send him back. And the funny thing is, when they first get there, I guess Yulaw must have knew this was happening and put his watch on Law. So at one point, they had Law in the chair to transport to Hades instead of Yulaw, but Funches notices his ring finger from the ring he took off at the MRI and tells them, hey, you got the wrong guy. You got to switch him back. And so they finally do. And then he goes to the underworld, I guess, of Hades. And then they want to take and basically imprison Law because they don't know what'll happen if Yulaw dies in the Hades or whatever. But Funches basically says, nah, man, that's not fair. He didn't ask for this. You guys just flipped his life upside down. If you send him back to his world, he's going to be arrested and put in jail for the rest of his life. Like, they're like, okay, fine. Like, what do you suggest? And he sends him to another world where he can meet his wife again. Or, like I said from the beginning, it might have been traveling back, because literally they told a story about his wife and him meeting where he found an injured dog and she's a vet, and that he took the dog there, and that's how they met and fell in love. And then he goes and does the same exact thing. So either he sent him to another world where his wife existed, she was also a vet, and the same scenario happens, or somehow they go back in time. They don't explain it. And I don't know how Funches would have known of this world, of this exact scenario.
That's why I was so lost. But I'm going to tell you right now, it definitely wasn't. Like, for a second, I was like, damn, he put him back in time in his same universe. But when you see those cars are like typical Y2K futuristic cars. I mean, the damn yellow car looked like a goddamn banana. I mean, it was nuts. So
you're not wrong.
When you look at it, I was like, but I just couldn't understand. Like, I was like, so is he able to go back in time
to another universe.
I think this is just another parallel universe that
But
had the same situation.
my
But
thing is,
like, I just don't understand how Funches could have known that. That's all I'm saying.
what he couldn't know what.
How he knew to send him back to a place where his wife still existed, was also a vet. They never said her name, so we don't really know if it's the same name, but we have to assume it is. Like,
my thing is,
hard.
He sent them back to a universe where one of them was killed, but it's the same scenario. Almost everything was identical except for the name or except for the time period or whatever.
So she's gonna see her dead husband in this world, or she wasn't married to him.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he did it before he died. Like he sent them back in time also.
See, I don't know. It's hard to realize that whole situation. But my favorite part is the real end, because then we see
if they would have made a second movie. Now this is what I was gonna say. They should have made a second movie with him. That scene was more badass than probably almost all the fights.
Well, it's basically he ends up in this place and all these other criminals are there. Now, why they all want to just fight him is beyond me. Like, why are they not fighting each
fresh
other?
Meat. That's why he was fresh meat.
Well, he's basically he goes, I'm nobody's bitch.
Yeah, he said
it
straight out.
Who in the background goes, you got a pretty like what that was a saying in what, the 90s?
So that's why I was like, hey, listen. I personally was like, there should have been a second movie with that.
Yeah, and but this movie got killed. This movie got killed in the ratings and everything. Yeah, I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, both critics and people. It was like 49% and 30%.
Let me ask you a question. In today, how do you
I disagree with that, but
in today, how do you think this movie does?
Probably similar. People are too pretentious. Yeah, people are too pretentious, man.
You know what I don't like? So, and this is gonna be kind of a little bit away from martial arts movies, but like it's the same thing applies. I don't like how critics will criticize a movie, but to the average public or to the masses, it's a great movie. So I'm gonna use my example is always gonna be Soul Plane.
Yeah,
Soul Plane got like no one even went to the premiere. People walked out. All this other stuff, right? All this other stuff. But to the masses, like you bring up Soul Plane in certain areas, that's like a cultural movie. Like Soul Plane is a cultural movie. So I'm like, they still play the one on TV every once in a while. So I just don't understand how something could be negatively criticized, but it's positively adored in the public.
Well, the critics killed it, and because I don't believe the critics anyway. And then I read through most of the user reviews, and it was like either 4s and 5s or 1. And so it was just those people who were like, oh, this movie was stupid, or people were like, oh, it was great. And I'm like, I get people's problem, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm giving the movie a B, because yes, it's not the perfect movie. It's not an A+ for me, but it's entertaining. It was a great concept. And like I said, I wish that they would have done a few more things, but for the most part, I was entertained, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, for me, I was gonna go B+, A-. A- because A- really just because I like Jet Li, and I thought he did.
Yeah.
I always think it's interesting, and I really say this about almost any movie where they do the double up, where they do like the double acting. I always think that's like a hard movie to sell. So
100%.
That's a hard movie to sell, but I say definitely B+ because like how you said. Like honestly, I like watching this movie. If I ever see it on, I stop and I watch it. It's
all the time.
It's a good movie to me. So yeah. So our next one. So for the people out there, we were kind of thinking about some movies that we wanted to do. And I sent some movies over to Gene. Did he send you the list, Joe?
No, I never got it. I think he was planning his stuff out.
Our next movie is going to be The Last Kumite.
Okay.
This is a movie I've been seeing talked about a little bit.
I thought we did this one.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did with Bill. What do you call it in it? Billy Blanks.
No.
Oh, okay.
The last Kumite it came out in 2024.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I thought we did this one.
Do you see what it looks like?
Oh. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Well, maybe we didn't do this one. All right.
So that's one I think we're gonna do next. So.
All right.
And
looks interesting.
I got some good movies that are coming up that have a lot of UFC guys coming into it. So the next couple movies are gonna be good. So.
Yeah, actually, I think we did do this one with Cynthia Rothwerk, and Billy Blanks is in this too, I think.
We did the last Kumite?
Yeah, we did it because I saw it on
Prime.
I saw it on Prime. I mean, we'll go through and make sure, but I'm pretty sure.
If not,
yeah, we did this one. We did this one.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
Then we'll go to the next one. That's okay. That's why we got backups, baby. I'm good. So the next one we're gonna do is called Tapped Out.
Tapped Out. Ooh.
Yeah, this one has Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida, a bunch of guys in it.
Okay.
So Tapped Out is gonna be our next one.
Sounds good.
Should be interesting. It's just see what this acting is gonna look like.
Who cares? 2014, huh? All right.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, you got anything else, man?
No, man. That's it.
All right. This was fun. I'll do Gene's sign off. Stay safe, stay strong, and producer, play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.